Hi, everybody. This is Mel Kumian, the host of AI Publishing Formula podcast and an AI instructor. What I wanted to talk to you about today, this is going to be a really short video, but it's about mood boards. We talked a lot about mood boards in our webinar last weekend, and I had a lot of questions about what is a mood board, what is it used for, how do I get it? So I wanted to clarify a couple of those items. I am a trained designer. I've been a designer for about 3 decades, and mood boards are the first step in ideation around not just design, but around anything that you're trying to implement. So what you'll see on my screen right now, these are mood boards for a couple of travel apps. And what it helps you to do is start to define your brand. And as authors, we really need to understand what our brand is going to look like, not just on our website, but even in our books, on our book covers, in our moods, in how we write, the type of language we use. So a lot of times artists will put together, and product developers, creators, business owners, they'll put together something like this where you take images, off the internet, you put them into a page, and you start to get the tone and the feel for what you want your audience to feel when they come in contact with your brand. So as you can see here on the left-hand side, they've got some keywords. They've got a color palette. These are typically your primary colors, and then you've got your secondary colors. And often it'll include, as you see on the left, a bright color to allow you to highlight certain aspects, whether it's on your website or your book covers. Now, I actually do a mood board for every series that I write, as well as for my author brand. My author brand colors are purple, black, and gold. And I'm going to show you how to create a mood board using ChatGPT. So the first thing you have to do is the easiest way that I've found to do it. You can do it a lot of different ways, but it's simply you open ChatGPT. Now this is going to be your normal interface. You can, if you have ChatGPT 4, and for this task, you do need ChatGPT 4 because it provides the visuals, the graphic interface. So you could try it in just ChatGPT 4. But what I use, and I will drop the link in the post, is this designer's mood board. So when you use this link, it will open directly into the designer's mood board. And now here, you can start to add in what you want to design. So I'm going to talk off the top of my head because I want to show you the versatility of the designer's mood board. So I want to create a mood board for a children's book about animals and the beach. That's all you have to do in the first instance. I'm not even giving it color recommendations. I'm just asking it to start creating that graphic for me. So we'll see how quickly it actually responds to my request. And here we go. So you can, let's say you think werewolf and vampire. So you can just enter those two details in and see what it comes up with to deliver it for you. So here we have a setup where you start to get, we've got pinks, pastels, teals, and we've also got this wonderful section of patterns. So let's make that a little bigger. So by clicking on it, it opens it up in this other window, and we start to see a couple of really cute ideas, and these are all illustrations. But let's say I wanted to make it real animals rather than illustrations. And of course, you know, children's books are geared towards illustrations a lot. But you'll also see down here, this is the primary color palette they're selecting. And then you can see each one of these colors are used in the graphics. So please redo this mood board using photographic style images of animals. Keep the color palette. It's lovely. Okay, so we're going to close this. We're going, oh, I lost my, okay. Please recreate this mood board using photographic style images of animals. Keep the color palette and limit the patterns to 3. Okay, so what we're trying to do is we're trying to hone in on this. This is a lot of different patterns to use. It's not, you know, I don't write children's books, so I don't think, but I do have children. So I don't think it's necessarily against the style of children's books, but I just like to kind of keep my work when I write with some repetitive patterns, because I think that that helps to build your brand and your style. So now we have more photorealistic images. We have a much simpler, well, it's not necessarily a simpler color palette. Let's compare that. So they've basically taken these color palettes and then they show gradations. So a gradation, let's zoom that in. A gradation is when I select brand colors, I usually, let's say the client came to me and said, I want dark blue. I would take dark blue, I would go to the complementary color wheel, which is orange for blue, and then I would maybe pick a third color. In this case, let's say I picked gray. So now my colors are blue, orange, and gray. Then what I would do is I would create gradients of each color. So I would do blue at a 50%, I'd do it at a 10%. And those are different colors that you can use with maybe a 100% of your orange and a 10% of your gray. So what does that look like? Let's find out. So I want to create a mood board for a tech startup using navy blue. It's good to be specific. Navy blue, orange, and gray. Please provide me with this color palette and images showing gradients of each of the colors. So let's see what that comes up with. And I know we're authors, so I'm going to get to that. I'm going to show you one more mood board in this video just to give you an idea. And again, I will drop the link to the designer's mood board. And once you have it installed, it'll always appear in the upper left-hand corner. Okay, so this has gone a little bit techie on me. It's not really my style, but we did ask it for a tech graphic. So here, this is where you can see how it's providing you the gradients of each color. I think it particularly got this blue right. But what it's doing is it's giving you your primary colors across the top that you've asked it to use. It's giving you a highlight color like this yellow, and then it's showing you all the different colors that you can use. Now, again, you don't have to be a designer to use these. It really helps you. You know, I know a lot of authors that create mood boards around a series of books like I do. So let's do an example. I am writing a book series on werewolves and vampires. I would like to create a mood board for the series to help me, and I would say get in the mood, but to help me visualize the emotions I want my readers to feel when they read my books. Let's just try this. Can you include words, please? I don't know when I suddenly got polite with ChatGPT 4, but I have. Okay, so one thing while this is creating, I want to talk a little bit about brand. We go a lot deeper into this in the AI publishing formula, which will become a course released this summer. And the brand is really specific. It's what people feel when they come into contact with anything you create. And so what that means is if they pick up the phone and call you, how do you answer the phone? If they get a chat bot, how does that interact with them? If they go to your Amazon page, if they go anywhere where you are putting your books out, does it elicit a feeling in the audience that you want them to feel? So, people mistake brand a lot by thinking that it's the logo or it's your colors, but that's not really what it's about. It's about the feelings. So I look at this and it's fear. I'm going to say this is eternal. It spells badly. It's got some really nice images. I actually don't know what that is. So I think it's done okay, but it's a little bit freakish with the Rolling Stone vampire lips. And the fangs like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this mood board now. So let's do this. Can you choose a color? Let's do a complementary color to add highlights. Remove all the vampire teeth. This is going to be a female vampire, male werewolf trilogy. If you wanted to, you could add a setting. It's given me a couple of settings here. It's given me a castle and a forest. Let's say that this will be a seaside romance. So now I'm just adding in things to either confuse it or inspire me. We're going to see this in a second. But this is the way that you can start bringing, if it's in a swamp, write in swamp. And it might give you more ideas. And what I usually do with these, and not just these, I do much bigger mood boards and I put them on the wall. Wow, okay. So this is giving me something really historical. It's given me a few too many words. It has given me a highlighted, a softer teal to go with the blue. And so I'm going to do one more change and then we're going to end this video. But I want to say remove, and it did say eternal, I was right. Remove all the words. Show me a fight. Make it well, wait, I can do that better, but I can't see what I'm typing. So let's make it contemporary, but with a big spooky house and seaside cliffs. Include the color palette, patterns, and objects. So the reason why, as authors, you probably know, become important is because discrete covers are a huge thing. And so this could also give you ideas on a special object in the series that will be featured on your cover at some point, or you can give this to your designer to start creating that. Okay, so now we're getting blades. So we have a color palette here. They're showing us different emotions in the characters. The werewolf looks a bit creepy. He did the hands really bad. So now there's a little too much ocean. I don't need two waves. So I know I said I was gonna stop, but I get addicted to this stuff. Replace the two crashing wave images and the image in the lower left hand corner. Only give me 5 color blocks for the palette and give me 3 objects. Improve the couple. Okay, so I'm not really a fan of this, but let's just continue to play with it a little bit and see what comes up. Just to give you a reminder of where we started with this one. Okay, so this is the variations you can see. And maybe you like this one and you're like, I want to stick with maroon. I love the werewolf eye. I love this werewolf sitting in the forest in the fog. Then we changed it up a little bit to make it a little more romantic. I love this couple here. Then we gave it some direction, and I don't like the way this one turned out. So let's see what it's given us now. Okay. Now I think we're cooking with the gas on. So I love, love, love this. We've got the bats that kind of give us an idea of the vampire impact. We still get a crashing wave, which I think is neat. And then let's see, I don't think I like the color palette. There's nothing bright in it. They basically took the maroon in this lower right-hand corner and turned it into a sunset, but you can see a few of the objects that they've included. So this is just an introductory lesson to how to use mood boards, specifically the designer's mood board that is available in ChatGPT. Love to hear what you think of it. I'd love to see what you create with it and how it helps inspire your novels. And if so, add comments, upload your graphics. Let's take a look at what you've done. And I'll put the link to this designer's mood board in the chat below.